just looking very old, but still sexy. SoCal Honey Badger. Say hello, Honey Badger.
What's going on, the people?
All right, so today we're going to talk about Mortal Kombat 11 for all those new players out there, and just a little background for Honey Badger. Honey Badger, when did you actually start becoming, involved with the MKFGC?
Um, Probably with around MK9. Like I was kind of a part of the Deception. Like when that game was being played online, I was pretty heavy into that. I was actually pretty heavy into the Mortal Kombat Online community. You could probably
Mhm.
find my old ass posts from then, but I wasn't really traveling for tournaments or anything. I was just really heavily into the FGC in general. And when MK9 came out, that was like the big crossover game where the Mortal Kombat community kind of got accepted into the wider FGC. And those of
Mhm.
us who were a part of, the wider FGC decided to dip our toes into MK competitively and see how it worked. And, I was there at the first ever Wednesday night fights for Mortal Kombat 9, like all those years ago. I was there the first day they didn't even have a stream for Mortal Kombat, I don't think. It was like a side game.
Yeah, yeah, because I remember when MK9 was first announced, NRS they wanted to put as much money as they can to make it be known as a competitive fighting game, and it worked. They threw a lot of money into it, and a lot of people started coming out, started wanting to play it. Um, when it came to MK9, like the starting of MK9 through MKX and MK11, which one would you say grabbed the most traction towards the FGC in your opinion?
Oh, MKX. It's not even close.
Yeah, it was
MKX was the one. It had
aesthetically
the tech.
pleasing to Yeah, it did.
It wasn't even necessarily the aesthetics because most people in the FGC still think that game has jank ass animations. So they didn't
Mhm.
like think that it was aesthetically good to look at. But goddamn, was the tech so fun to find and explore in that game. And there's a lot of like I guess you would call them like lab monkeys is what I like to call them, but people that just
Mm.
live in practice mode. And there's a large portion of fighting games that are those people. They don't play online. They couldn't give two shits about the story. They don't have a waifu. They just like to go into practice mode and find tech and post it on YouTube. And that's their whole. That's all they are involved in. And so, Mortal Kombat X was one of the first games that NetherRealm put out that absolutely catered to that audience. And that's a huge part of the FGC as a whole. So when you make a game that caters to this huge audience that is usually ignored, right? Because everything's trying to be more beginner friendly.
Yeah.
So that's an audience that gets ignored in other games. When NetherRealm was like did the opposite and said, "No, we're going to give you the most execution and most tech possible with
Oh yeah.
MKX." I mean, it's obvious why that one is probably the one most accepted by the FGC. Maximilian still does videos about MKX. Sajam still does videos about
Oh
MKX.
yeah.
Like
Oh yeah.
that's the mainstream. That's our mainstream game. MKX is going to turn into NetherRealm's third strike.
Yeah, I completely agree with that because lately we seen it on YouTube, we seen it on Twitch, we see a lot of our pro players actually playing again. And there was a whole thing like when people would start talking about MK11 and talking about going back to Injustice 2, that died very quickly. Now it's mostly about MKX because that was the game, the NRS game, Mortal Kombat game that people like to
Mm-hmm.
go back to, including casuals and pro players. Now, when it came to like the difference between the game we have now versus MKX, um people are saying it was more fun. Now, how would you categorize of, pros and casuals actually saying MKX is more fun, quote unquote, than MK11?
Well, I think a lot of the discussion about MKX being more fun is more nostalgia fueled because the thing about fighting games is you always remember when you're winning and you always have more fun when you're winning. You don't have fun when you're losing. And so whenever people talk about MKX being more fun, and I'm like, yeah, it is fun to just dash in and do 50-50s and then like land a 20-minute combo that takes half of their health and gives you a full wall carry and a wall Oki and all this. Like, that shit's a blast. It's not so much fun to have that done to you. And I think when
Yeah.
people are talking about MKX being more fun, I'm like, yeah, dude, go play MKX and wait until it's not your turn. Wait until you find that one guy who's more unga bunga than you. You're going to
Yeah.
slam your controller down. I actually just I got to retract a statement. I said MKX will end up being, NetherRealm's Third Strike, but I think MKX is NetherRealm's Marvel 2 because that game is so bonkers
Oh
and
yeah.
stupid, and yet at high level it still kind of works. Well, just like Marvel 2. MK11 is probably going to be our Third Strike, but yeah, yeah, it's
Okay.
nostalgia with MKX because as soon as you have that shit done to you, you're not having a good time anymore. And nobody remembers that when they're not playing MKX. It doesn't take long to get into a round and just start getting mixed and wall carried and feeling so helpless and useless in that game,
Mhm.
within the first round. And then you're like, oh shit, yeah, now I remember MKX. And I'm like, yeah, dude, if you were the one to get that initiative, that guy is probably having the time of his life. Just fucking you up.
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely. So now I want to delve into because I know on your Twitch channel. So if anybody watching this stream, go check out SoCal Honey Badger's Twitch streams and YouTube channel, which I'm gonna link in the description below. He talks about Mortal Kombat 11 and he talks about tech. Like I understand you have videos that say like, oh, an eight like kind of like what Sway does, like a 8-minute guide or 10-minute guide to this character or whatnot, or maybe just some hot takes that you have for newer players or maybe casual players trying to be advanced players. Now, in talking about casuals versus like above average players, what is one big mistake that usually irks you that you can tell like, oh my God, like this guy isn't learning, like this guy isn't listening, or this guy isn't adapting? Like, what is the one thing that you commonly see the most that really just irks you, or you see common?
Well, to answer this question, first of all, we've got to make sure we have our definitions the same. So we got to define casual because I consider myself quite a casual player of Mortal Kombat. I only really play it when I stream it, and I don't touch it otherwise. Granted, I
Yeah.
do stream quite a bit, but I'm more casual with this game. I used to play this game 10 hours straight, and now like 5 days a week, and now I don't do that. So a casual to me is a time investment issue, right?
Okay.
It's someone who is casual is not investing a lot of their time, but that has nothing to do with their skill because a
Yeah.
lot of people would consider me to be quite skilled, even though I
Mhm.
consider myself more of a casual enjoyer of the game. So I think what you're talking about are people that invest a healthy amount of time into the hobby and have a relatively above average level of skill,
Yeah.
and yet they seem to have plateaued and are unable to improve. Is
Yeah.
that those are the
See,
people you're talking
so
about, right?
y- yeah, so the people I'm actually like talking about is that um casuals in terms of saying like, oh, I picked up MK11 on release date and I like playing this game, but not to the point where like I'm labbing a lot to the point where like, oh, I just learned like a really long combo. I learn how to block and I know the mechanics, and then I go into Combat League versus somebody who wants to go lab, practice the flawless blocks, practice their neutral game, practice strats, and learn adaptation from their losses and stuff like that. Like, how would you compare like somebody who's just like, oh, this guy, he doesn't know what he's doing. Obviously, he doesn't know what he's doing, so I'm gonna blow him up for it. Like, I'm talking about those people. Like, what is the
Okay.
one thing that you catch?
So first off, I'm actually not a big fan of labbing. I spend hardly
Hmm.
any time in practice mode,
Mm-hmm.
anymore. I use it. I see practice mode and the lab. It is a tool, right? And it is a tool that I use when I need that tool. So when I'm putting a house together, I'm not going to use a hammer when I need a screwdriver. And that's how I view
Yes.
practice mode.
Yep.
There are people that take practice mode way too far. Those are the what I was telling you about before. I don't know about
Mm-hmm.
before the stream, but like practice monkeys or lab monkeys. They just live for that, and I'm not a big fan of that as a way to improve. I've always said that if you want to get good at playing the game, there's only one way to do it: play the fucking game a lot. There's
Yeah.
no amount of practice mode that will make you good, period, at all, whatsoever. It's
Mhm.
just not. One of my good friends for, decades within the FGC is a guy named Mike Watson. He ran
Oh yeah.
Super Arcade. But that's not important. What's important is he was a national champion for Street Fighter many, many times, competed on an international stage. This was before esports. I mean, you're talking about this guy literally built his name just traveling to arcades, beating everybody's ass to the point where Capcom had to have tournaments to showcase how good he was. Like he was on the level of Alex Valle back then. And
Yeah.
one of the things he told me that I found actually very shocking is he's like, dude, I don't even fucking know the frame data. He's like, I don't know any of my optimal combos. I don't know any of the frame data. Never have, never will. Don't give a shit. You don't need it to win. And I was like,
Yeah.
huh. And what it came down to, I was like, okay, well, then what did you do? And he's like, dude, I just fucking played every day. These are mind games. You learn people's mind by getting in there. He's like, you can't fucking, you're
Yeah.
not going to find somebody's brain on the frame data. You're not going to find
Yeah.
somebody's brain in an optimal combo. But I tell you what, if this guy likes to duck the throw, I'm going to start checking him with mids. And
Oh yeah.
that
Most
to me
definitely.
is the
Yeah.
key. And I think that what is holding a lot of people back as far as what what a lot of you guys consider casuals, which I don't consider them casuals. I consider them tryhards, right? They're trying so
Mm.
hard, but
Yeah.
it's just not getting any results. And I'm just, dude, like, why are you not changing up your tactics? And the thing
Mm-hmm.
is, the information is there. Back in the day when Mike Watson was coming up, okay, they had a phrase that save that shit for nationals. I'm not telling you my tech, fuck you. I got to win this tournament, right? But that was the mindset. It's different
Yeah.
now. Nowadays, if I want some tech, I can go on YouTube. Hell, I have a YouTube where I give the tech, you know? So, like, tech and knowledge and information, because it is so freely accessible, it's no longer an advantage. The advantage is in
Yeah.
the psychology. And the only way
Mm-hmm.
you're going to get good at the psychology of fighting games is to just play a lot of them. And the thing about that is if you're having problems with like executional things like muscle memory, if you just play a lot and keep trying at that combo in a match, eventually you're going to get it anyways because that is going to replace your practice time. Just, if
Yep.
there's a combo you're working on, just don't sit there and drill it in practice mode. Just keep trying to land it on a dude. And then guess what? Now, when you do land it, you'll have it mastered because the nerves of fighting a live opponent won't be a factor. That's been there the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's why I tell a lot of my students, quote unquote, is that a lot of them say like, "Hey, I want to go to Outworld TV or I want to try out, Champions of the Realm." Go do it because I can guarantee you a lot of the times that when like I mean even back in the day when I wasn't like in offline, pools was my biggest teacher because everything is constant. You win next chair, you win next chair, you win next chair. And the matter of fact is that you're not gonna learn anything if you're just like, oh, this guy did this string that's pissing me off online. So you take it to practice mode and it's not going to be the same because you know when it's coming, you know when that person's going or when the computer's going to do that stream because you told it to do that. But if you first attend that person, you lose 0 and 10, then you do another first attend and you realize your number of wins start going up because you start seeing the patterns, you start adapting to what they're doing, and eventually he's not going to be the only person that does those gimmicks. So you get to take that with you, that knowledge with you to other players who probably use that same character who's going to use that same gimmicks. And then they're going to use different things and then, et cetera, et cetera. You're going to learn a lot more. So that's why I tell a lot of my students to play people. Go to Fight Club. Find people who use this certain character. Hey, you play Shao Kahn? Huh? I have problem against Shao Kahn. You want to fight? You want to do a first to five? You want to do this? You want to do that? And then you start learning together, and then that person learns from you. You learn from them without even sharing secret tech with one another on how to beat each other. You guys just learn by playing. So yeah, I completely agree with that.
Well, you got to make sure you find the right rival too. That's one of the things I do
That's
with my
true.
community is I make sure to match people up. I'm like, "You should probably play with that guy. Don't
Yeah.
play these guys. It's not going to be good for you. Play with that guy." So, it is important to have a rival cuz that's how you
Mhm.
can see your progress. But
Yeah.
it's important to have a rival around your skill level because you mentioned you do a first to 10 with a guy and you lose 10-0, and then the next first to 10 you win 1-9 and then 2-8 and what have you. But I remember I did a first to 100 with a well-known fucking
Oh.
legendary
Oh yeah.
Marvel
I remember
versus
that.
Capcom player. Yeah, I did a first to 100. It was just casually, and I won I think 20 of those matches. So I mean,
Mhm.
it didn't matter how many first to tens we did, because he just kept getting better too.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah. So my question right now is for like the newer players, also my students. For anyone watching this video, I understand like right now, there is a big debate pretty much on so everybody wants to get better, right? And we are explaining on actually how to get better at the game. Now, we realize that there's a lot of people in, within the FGC and not in the FGC of, MK11, are talking about gimmicks versus fundamentals and skill level. Do you think there is a disconnect, or do you think they kind of like share like two sides of the same coin when it comes to MK11?
Gimmicks are try hard shit. Like, if you keep games down to fundamentals, like really, like the whole thing. Okay, you want to know the secret to not losing? This is like hands down the secret to
Hmm.
not losing. I guarantee you, if you do this, you will never ever lose. And what it is you don't get hit. If they do not hit you, you cannot lose. It is impossible. You could get a
Yep.
draw, but if they don't hit you, you cannot lose. And
Hmm.
people complicate it. They're like, hey, but I got to block here and I got to do that. And I'm like, no, just walk backwards sometimes. And then,
Hmm.
stop walking backwards when you get close to a wall, because then you can't walk backwards anymore. Maybe try to find a way to get around
Exactly.
him. And then, as long as you just walk backwards, he can never hit you. Duck the projectile, walk backwards. Okay, now
Hmm.
I got to walk forwards. Okay, and if you just keep it that fucking simple, who gives a fuck? And that's when the eureka moment worked. When referencing my buddy Mike Watson, and I was like, that's how he fucking did it. And that's
Yeah.
the secret. Half the time, every pro player, every fucking fighting game teacher, they always say, oh, just D up, man. They'll hang themselves, right? You can always
Yeah.
spot a bad player because they will hang themselves. Well, all I do is
Yep.
I walk backwards where you cannot hit me, and then I block, and then you're going to do some dumb shit. I'm going to uppercut you for a crushing blow. You're going to say, this game is cheap. This is scrubby tactics. You don't know how to play. This is MK11 is for fucking children. This game is awful. And I don't give a fuck
Yeah.
because you did something stupid and I uppercutted you and I won. And you can tell your friends that this game is bad. But the reality is that you are bad because you just let me hit you. And I didn't
Yeah.
let you hit me.
Yeah, and that goes back to the a video. One of the first videos I did for this channel was the how to get out of a poke war. And a lot of people, when you get poked with a down one, what is everyone's sentiment on what to do? Down poke back. But a lot of the times is that actually Slayer covered this on his channel too, is that if you block it and walk backwards, I guarantee you, like more than half of them is gonna whiff that. So going back to what you said, just walk back, wait for them to press a button. There's your punish. And if you're get stuck in a corner, find a way around it. Duck the projectiles. Make sure you just don't get touched, which is, probably the best advice you can actually give any new player. But a lot
I
of the
mean,
times that people are
literally,
saying,
literally, people would improve so much more. Is
yeah,
anytime you're not doing a combo, just walk backwards, and then when you land a
uh-huh.
combo and you get that knockdown, walk to right where their up three would whiff, and then start walking backwards again. And
Hmm.
you're just gonna win. I'm telling you, like
Yep.
that shit's so stupid that it works.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people been coming to me like through DMs and stuff, and y'all know who you are, so I appreciate you guys. They've been saying that a lot of the times that they what they're not liking when they go up in MK11. Now, keep in mind, when you go into a tournament, pools, of course they're gonna use these gimmicks. Like if you're going to champions of the realm or whatever, and you're not even in like like the higher brackets, like the top 16 or maybe even top 30s, like in pools, they want to conserve as much energy as they can, so they are going to use these gimmicks. Like for example, I we all know well, Deadly Rebel, okay? He didn't use his collector against me. He used spawn, and he used a very zoning spawn, which was understandable because it was our very first match in Champions of the Realm. And it's something to consider is that it's not that they want to piss you off. It's not because they want to, win with, weird mechanics or like stupid scrubby mechanics. It's not that at all. Is that they're conserving themselves, but you also need to learn is that if zoning is like, I can say zoning is my biggest weakness, right? Because I am too impatient, I get bored. It's something I myself as a player need to work on. But if you cannot get around those kind of things, then that is the one thing you absolutely need to work on.
I
Am I
think what
correct?
you should do if you're having trouble with a specific play style is just play it. So by nature, okay,
Hmm.
here's the funny thing. This is the funny thing. You guys in the MK community know me for my flashy, aggressive, unga bunga, wild ass Kung Lao play, right? I play
Kung
one
Lao.
of I play one of the most aggressive, one of the most obnoxious offensive based characters. And
Hmm.
the historically, I'm known as being like the biggest fucking turtley zony bitch in SoCal. And the thing is, like my specialty and what I'm good at is defense. And so when
Hmm.
I play zoning characters, yeah, people really don't like it and they get very, very surprised. They're like, wait, you know how to do this? And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what I used to do. But I was like, I don't really like this play style. Like, I'm good at it, but I don't really have fun beating everybody's ass like this. So, like,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna learn, this. And so with MK11, I was like, fuck it, I'm maining Kung Lao, dude. We're gonna go crazy. We're gonna get wild and out of control. And now, bringing that zony, defensive, turtley, bitch ass play style to an aggressive character has
Yep.
actually made me very, very well rounded
Hmm.
because I'm going to be playing a character whose strengths are offense, whereas my strength is defense. So I can sit there and be very, very offensive, but not leave a whole lot of openings. And that throws a lot of people off because Kung Lao is a very, very unsafe character. Generally, how you deal with Kung Lao is you wait for him to overextend, block, blow his ass up in return with the punish. And then when they don't get any punishes on me and they're like, fuck, dude, how do I beat this guy? He's hitting me for like 10 damage, period. He's
Yeah.
like getting down threes and sweeps and not doing any damage, and yet he is so ahead. And I'm like, yeah, man, it's because I'm kind of a bitch ass when I play. I'm kind of a turtle. So when you're struggling with certain play styles, I would say to take up that play style and
Thank you.
bring your own
Thank you.
spin to it. I struggled with people just kind of rushing me down, right? As a zoning, turtley, bitch ass player, I would get
Hmm.
mad when some fucking gorilla would unga bunga mix me all day, right? I would get pissed. So I learned how to do it. And I'm like, oh, this isn't so bad. And what it did was it made me really fucking obnoxious as a zoner. Like, people are like, God damn, are you going to do, how many mid shots are you going to do with Robocop? Like, how many of those motherfuckers am I blocking? And I'm like, you blocking all of
Yeah.
them. You blocking all of
Yeah.
them, God damn it.
Yep. And it's funny because this was the very first video too. If you're getting beat up by somebody you do not like, a character you do not like, that you are complaining about, that makes you want to go to Twitter and say nerf this character about, pick up that character. lab, no, not lab, but main that, like, as if you're gonna main that character. If like Katana's fan flutter's pissing you off, use Katana. Practice that fan flutter because then you'll know. I mean, this is what I like
Well,
to do personally. Is that I learn the animations and I'm just like, oh, if I'm playing against a Katana, I know what they're gonna do next. So then
well,
I don't have to do anything.
yeah, I think we got to be careful in saying that though, because
Oh yeah,
for
that's
a
true.
beginner, okay, for a beginner and an intermediate player, yes, absolutely. If you're getting your ass kicked by something, then absolutely, like level your shit up. Go play that
Yeah.
character, learn the matchup. But I do think that with the Mortal Kombat community specifically, and this isn't really a problem I find in other fighting games, but Mortal Kombat specifically, okay, there's a certain level of skill where, like, you just gotta take it or leave it. And instead of bitching and complaining about nerfs and buffs, you need to take a long, hard look at to whether or not you even should be fucking with that game. And I think that's a question a
Yes.
lot of people should ask first. It's like, dude, if all you're doing is bitching about every fucking mechanic, like maybe you just don't like MK11. Why are you not playing MKX or Injustice 2? If those are the games, if all you're doing is saying, oh, this was better in Injustice, well, then why? There's a lot of people saying that, but yet why is it takes me 20 minutes to get a game in Injustice 2? Why is it I try to look and see who's streaming Injustice 2? The fucking NRS community's a bitch. Okay, because you fucking look at every other community, and I can tell you now, people are fucking playing Third Strike. People are streaming Marvel vs. Capcom 2. There's communities around these old ass games that are allegedly superior. People don't sit there and play Street Fighter 5 or Tekken 7 if they prefer Tekken Dark Resurrection. They just play Dark Resurrection. So
Yeah.
why doesn't
And
the NRS community do that before trying to lab anything? If all you're doing is bitching about the game and not having fun, then maybe you don't need to lab anything. Maybe you just need to find a different fighting game.
And thank you so much for converting into our next controversial topics for our newer players and for people that watch, my show who watch your stream too. Is that there's been a message that I've been trying to get out, but I like you already know, Badger. We've known each other for a while. I'm a little too nice to say. Is that there's a problem with especially with our above average players too. Is that it seems to me that it's always when someone loses really badly to somebody or they get completely outplayed that they have to complain about that character rather than what they did wrong through their match. And why do you
Uh,
think that is?
Depends on the character, but honestly, there are certain characters that you lost a character select. Like if there's a
For
Cetrion on
example.
screen and you're not it, then
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
dude, you fucked up. You fucked
Yeah.
up, bro.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like I realize like okay, so my main character is Liu Kang. I love playing with Liu Kang, right? So my thing is that I don't use forward four a lot. That's mainly just my whiff punishing tool. But I realize that is like I realize when I hear people talk, crap about my character, that when they lose, right? They like to go to that forward four broken scenario or that excuse. But main thing I was doing was back one, two, four into a command grab, down one into command grab. But all they saw was the forward four. Now, do you think that a lot of these, quote unquote, complaining scrubby players tend to tend to listen too much of the negatives of what other people are saying and try to incorporate it into their own gameplay? Like the YouTube warriors, the one who just listens to a pro player talk about a certain character and then like,
Well,
yeah, he's right.
I think those people are just kind of like I have a word for those. It's bitch ass, and that behavior is bitch assfulness, right? Bitch assfulness. Because they're full of being a bitch ass. Here's the deal: if Liu Kang's forward four was so goddamn good, and you really wanted to win, then you would have done that shit to him.
Over again.
Not you, Keala. I'm talking to the guy complaining. If
Oh
forward
yeah.
four is so goddamn good, why aren't you picking Liu Kang and doing forward four to blow up
Mhm.
Keala? Well, I don't want to do that. Well, then you don't want to win, so shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's so fucking good, oh, you don't think it's that fucking good. Well, then lab how to beat it and quit whining. If it's so fucking good,
Yeah,
use it. If it's not so fucking good that you have to use it, and that's where I go back to with some people need to just fucking quit the game. Okay? Because if
yeah,
something is so good that you'd be stupid to not do it, then you are stupid for not doing it. Now, if you're not doing it because you don't like it, then that means you don't like the game. If you don't like fucking with fucking Cetrion, right? You hate fighting that matchup, then you do not like Mortal Kombat 11. That is the game. That's what is in there now. I don't care about patches. I don't care about shit that may never come. They have not nerfed Cetrion since the game's release, right? Jackie, the most or Garrus, the most nerfed character, is still fucking stupid to fight, right? Like, this is the
yep,
game. This is Mortal Kombat 11. You just don't like it. Because if Liu Kang's forward 4 was that fucking good, right? And people are like, well, maybe I don't want to win that much. Okay, well, then maybe you need to stop complaining about not winning so much. Because if you really wanted to win, you'd be using whatever it is you thought was the cheap shit. That's what the fuck the pros do, okay? That's where the tier
yep.
lists come from. People are like, oh, yeah, let me look at a tier list. Why the fuck do you think that tier list has any value? Because somebody went and found the cheap shit for you and then put it in a colorful rainbow colored list so you can figure it out without having to put in the work. But those pro players are not going into a tournament with something that, if there's $30,000 on the line, what the fuck does Sonic Fox do for a living? Does Sonic Fox have a job? I don't think so. So if there's $30,000 on the line, Sonic Fox has to fucking win. And if I had to win $30,000, you best believe I'm picking fucking Cetrion. I'm doing the cheap shit. I'm gonna YOLO my way to $30,000. You can suck my dick. So at the end of the day, what are your priorities? Do you want the $30,000 that Sonic Fox gets? Okay, well then you probably need to pick a top tier. You don't want that $30,000 that Sonic Fox gets? Then you should probably stop complaining about those that are trying.
Yep. And it goes back to the notion that, like, I think a lot of people are getting a little mixed up when it comes down to, like, you think if someone is winning with Jackie or Cetrion or Joker or any of these top tier characters, you really think they care when they beat you and you say things like, "Oh, you're winning with Scrubby Ty." Even with the that podcast between Tom Brady and Titanium Tigers about the whole Shiva thing, like, he says, "I do it because it's funny." Why is it funny? Not because I'm bullying you, not because I want to make you have a bad day. It's because I'm using a mechanic that is stupid good, and it's making me win tournaments. It's getting me placements. Because people just think like, oh, this is gonna be like MK11 is gonna be like a Street Fighter 5 thing or like a Tekken 7 thing, where like, oh, the read that was a crazy ass read. He's gonna full combo. Blah, blah, blah. That is not even half of what Pro MK11 is all about. It's about knowing the gimmicks and knowing what works. Because when you know it works, you're gonna use it, and you're gonna use it a lot. And that's what Titanium Tigers did. But everybody else wants to say, "Oh, Shiva is a problem." That's not the point. The point is she may be a problem to you, but to that pro player, it's working. Because when that money's on the line, and we know how big those pots are, Badger. We know how big those pots are online and offline. They're gonna use it. Why do you think we saw so many Garruses on the first year of MK11 at Combo Breaker? It's because he worked. Why do you think? Why do you think Sonya won? Scar Sonya won Combo Breaker? Because if it worked.
I mean,
So
yeah, and I think a lot of it is just fucking jealousy. And, like,
I
a
think
lot of
so
people
too.
are like, yo, why can't my character? Why is it, because at the beginning of a game, everybody picks a character, right? Everybody's like, I like this guy. I want to be that guy. Fighting games are different from other kinds of games, okay? If Call of Duty comes out and I'm like, yo, I want to pick the shotgun. There's like 50 fucking shotguns, right? And maybe I don't like the shotgun. I can quickly go to the assault rifle. It doesn't take fucking that long to learn the difference between an assault rifle and a shotgun. Whereas in a fighting game, like, if I want to learn Jax, like, it's going to take a while to learn Jax. And if I find out that Jax is not good, well, I'm going to be fucking pissed. Because, like, I spent a month learning Jax, and he's not good. And so a lot of this hating comes from is like, man, fuck, dude, I wish I got lucky and picked the good character. There's only so many
Hmm.
hours in the day, right? I
Yeah.
can't learn, well, I mean, I did learn every character, but I don't have a fucking life or anything better to do than to play Mortal Kombat on my fucking birthday, too, right? So, like, yeah, not everybody's going to be me. Some people are like, shit, dude, I
Uh-huh.
can put in time for one fucking character. Why did that have to be the character that ended up sucking? And so they're
Hmm.
mad at the players that got lucky. It's kind of like people that are mad at rich people. It's like, oh, the fucking 1%, they were born rich. Like, that's not fair. It's institutional and blah, blah, blah. And it's like,
But
well,
like,
you're,
but
you're
you're
not
your own
mad at them.
person.
Well, it's
Yeah,
like you're not
you're
mad at
mad at
them. You're
yourself for not going there. Yeah.
yeah, you're not. You don't know that guy. You don't know the 1%. You never fucking met them. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure Donald Trump is friends with somebody, right? Like he's got some
Yeah.
friends. I'm sure somebody likes hanging
Yeah.
around with the guy. So like, you don't know these people. You're just mad that they got something that you couldn't and never, maybe never will. And I think that's where a lot of that frustration comes from. Is it's just fuck, dude.
Hmm.
Like I don't have 20 hours a day to spend on Mortal Kombat to learn every fucking character. I work, dude. I got kids. I got fucking 5 bitches over here that are about to give me a fucking conga line of blowjobs. Do you think I have time for Mortal Kombat today? No, I'm busy and on the go. So yeah, I get it. I get the hate and the frustration. And to those people, at the end of the day, I say, well, maybe it's just not the fucking game for you. Like if you, cause me, I love the game so much that I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna learn every fucking character. I don't fucking care. This shit is fun. I'm having a blast. And at high level, I do think the game fucking degenerates and gets stupid. But I just fucking don't play that shit. I think Fujin is fucking dumb. I don't play it. I don't care. I'm not in a tournament. I don't give a shit. I'm trying to enjoy myself. I'm a casual player, like I said.
Yeah.
Remember that I consider myself a casual. And so I try to speak for the casual audience. Like, I don't fucking care about tournaments or any of that. I don't compete in online tournaments. I only compete in offline. I think online tournaments are fraudulent, and I don't respect any online tournament results. I just don't. Win that shit without lag. Win that shit without lag. Well, there was no lag. Well, give me a guarantee. Only online does that. So when you play at the level that I do and you just don't give a shit, like you're not going to tolerate any of that stuff. So don't
Ooh.
play the game that you don't like. Okay, you sick of
Ooh.
fighting Cetrion? Then fucking nut up and be a man about it and say, yo, I duck Cetrion. I fucking admit it to the world. I'm like, I duck Fujin. You could say whatever the fuck you want. I don't have fun playing that matchup. I do not enjoy it. I don't think that it's a fair matchup for me. And I don't have any money on the line. So I don't give a shit if you think I'm a bitch. Because I will school your ass with every other character but Fujin. But I'll
Yeah.
admit, you probably got me with that shit. I can say that you're carried by Fujin. Pick a different character, all right? We could sit here and do the insult game all day. But at the end of the day, I'm not playing a game I don't like, and I suggest everyone else do the same.
Yeah. And that's funny because on my personal stream, I realize a lot of people are realizing that how come I'm not streaming MK11 as much. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm not playing the game. It's just that I've come to fruition with myself is that maybe competing in MK11 is not for me. But I still love Mortal Kombat. I still like playing MK11 with, with my friends, even my high level friends. Like I'll play with Zork, I'll play with Burr, I'll play with all of them because like I love playing with them and I love playing the game. But it's just the fact of competing right now. Um, as for everybody already know that I live in Hawaii. It is really hard for me to connect to anyone. So I can't really, go into like tournaments with a 120 ping and feel okay with it. So
Right? There's
my thing
probably
is
8
that
people in your whole state that are willing to go to an offline.
yes, and
And
exactly like
3 of them have to
I
take a
mentioned,
boat.
yeah, exactly. So like my thing is that when people they say, "Oh, I want to compete, I want to do this, I want to do that," um, that's fine. But this goes back to I think it was who was a guest on the Rio podcast that talked about this? What's his name? Dab, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So Dab, he said, now these are his words, not mine. I'm just relaying it to your viewers, my viewers, and for the newer players. When this game isn't taken seriously as a competitive game, if you're not taking this game competitively, like seriously competitive, then you're fine. That this game should be played as how Badger and I are pretty much taking it. Play it because you're having fun with it. Play with it like you don't give a shit.
Well, kinda. Okay, so the thing is, you need to play the game you want to play. And the game I want to play is competitive, high level, high stakes, sweaty fucking Mortal Kombat 11 offline. That does
Hmm.
not exist. We live in a pandemic. I do not get to play the game I want to play. Okay, so I'm not saying anything anti-competitive, but I am not going to compete in this game online. It has nothing to do with the game. It has everything to do with the laws of physics. Until
Yep.
somebody can invent a way for light to travel around the planet at 60 frames per second, which right now light travels across the globe 7 times in 1 second. That's the speed of light.
Hmm.
7 times in 1 second. You're trying to tell me that the best, most optimal connection between me and another person on another side of the world is 7 frames per second? Get the fuck out of here. I ain't fucking with that. Now, rollback and GGPO makes the games work and function as if they're not at 7 frames per second. Games with delay based netcode just pause. Just pause. That's delay. It's just pause the game. Wait for it to
Hmm.
catch up, right? But
Yep.
offline, we don't have any of that shit. If you're good,
We don't
you
have any
win.
of that.
And so I think people need to look at what game they want to play. And I don't think anyone should ever say, I want to play competitive. I think that's the wrong mindset. I think you're setting yourself up for failure. You will always lose and
Yeah.
you will always be pissed off about it. Don't ever play a
Hmm.
game because you want to be competitive, okay? You play the game because you enjoy the game.
Really
And
enjoy the
then
game. Yep.
by playing that game so fucking much, because you love that game so much, you play it so fucking much, you will eventually become competitive. You will just get so good that you're like, and that's how I got started. I just kept blowing people up at Soul Calibur 2 and fucking all these arcade fighting games. I just blow everybody up at the arcade, and it's like, fuck, dude, I'm not having fun with this anymore, man. Nobody can win against me. And this shit was fun when I couldn't win. But now that all I
Yeah.
do is win, I'm not having fun. I need to find people that'll make me lose.
Yes, you
So
want that challenge.
if you're not going from the mindset of I just want to play and have fun because this game is fun, then already you have lost. Quit fucking chasing
Yep.
esports. Quit chasing the money and the dreams. Okay,
You
Sonic
hear that,
Fox
chat?
and
Hear that?
Dragon
Listen to exactly what he's saying.
Dragon didn't get into fucking Injustice because Dragon thought, oh man, I could be rich and famous. No, Dragon just fucking loved playing Injustice. It's just like, yo, this is the fucking shit. I can't get enough of this game. Fuck, I'm beating all of my friends because I'm having too much fun and they don't play it as much as I do, so they're not as good
Hmm.
as me. I gotta find people as good as me. Holy shit, there's a tournament scene. Oh goddamn. That's how you've got to approach it. So if your mindset is I want to be competitive, you've already lost. Your mindset should be I want to fucking play more. Like somebody give me some games. I don't give a shit. Somebody fight me. I want to go. Let's do it.
Yep. Yep. And that's what I adore about your channel is that he has the beef set league, and it's just everybody just wanting, because like what Badger is doing is pretty damn smart, because him and like all these other, like, streamers that do like these like they stream these exhibitions. They make these sets to the point where it's just like, hey, you, me, let's go, because it makes you want to play the game. And even when you lose, they're just like, I'll get you next time, you little shit. Like, it makes you want to come back into the game and get and play better and have fun with it. Because if you don't have a goal in mind when you're playing a game other than having fun, then it's not going to work out for you. And that was my problem. My problem was is like, I want to be Hollywood. I want to be this. I want to be on the brackets. I want to be everywhere. But that wasn't the point. I realized I had more fun and having a connection when just streaming, playing MK11, playing with friends, getting the voice chat, talk shit to each other, have a few laughs. I had more of a time playing better, having fun with it and having laughs with it, rather than, waking up at 6 in the morning, because we all know Hawaii's time zone versus everyone else, for freaking ESL, or Champions of the Realm, like on Tuesday mornings for me or whatnot, and then just sitting there completely freaking miserable, taking like drinking my coffee and waiting for my set to happen. I'm not having fun. I have anxiety. That's what I have. And if it's giving you anxiety, you should stop playing, because a video game should not give you this much panic. especially
Exactly.
MK11.
Dude, I mean, I sit here and I think about my life. It's, again, I mentioned it earlier. It's literally my birthday. And I am at work, sorta, like my part time gig. I literally fucking play Mortal Kombat for money on my birthday. Dude, that's the dopest shit. Okay, like
It is.
people need to stop complaining and stop being like whiny bitches about, especially streamers, dude. Streamers are the fucking worst. They're so embarrassing. Like I get embarrassed to fucking tell people that I do this shit for a living cuz most streamers are so goddamn trash and they don't fucking understand what a fucking blessing. Dude, there's people that they come and look for me, right? They look for me and they're like, I want to play Mortal Kombat with that guy, and I'm going to give him $5. That's the coolest shit in the world.
It
How
is.
can you not?
That is the coolest
How
shit.
can you not think that that's the coolest shit and sit there and whine? And it's like, dude, I don't care who your favorite chump ass streamer is. I don't care who it is you like, dude. If you go on Twitter and they're just sitting there and whining and bitching, and I'm like, why the fuck are you playing this game, dude? Like, this is no longer fun. This is a job. And nobody wants a job. And, like, do you wonder why you don't have any viewers? It's because nobody wants to watch you at work. You know, go to somebody's job. Go to McDonald's. Watch the people making fries. Is that fun? No. It's work. This shit's not fun. You know, and they're like, why is my stream? I need to stop playing Mortal Kombat. No, you need to start playing a game that you're having fun with. Because I have a fucking blast with this fucking game. I don't give a shit. My shit's competitive. I put money on the line. There's money in my tournament. People, I fucking pay the fucking scrubs that go and just come on stream and lose, right? Like, I pay those assholes. Nobody even pays those fucking people. But I'm like, hey, I'm going to commentate this shit. I'm going to make fun of you for being bad at this game. So the least I can do is give you $2, you know, as a going away present. So, like, people need to just, like, have fun with the game. If you're not having fun, then find a way to make the game fun. And I don't see why the MK community doesn't do that. Look at Overwatch, dude. People are like, Overwatch fucking sucks. I hate competitive Overwatch. Fucking GOATS team, fuck this shit. You know what? I'm going to go into fucking Overwatch fucking arcade mode and make a weird ass. Yeah, dude, we're going to invent Attack on Titan. And you're one Reinhardt who's a giant and we're all Genjis. There's 5 of us and we're going to play Attack on Titan in Overwatch. And I'm like, why doesn't the NetherRealm community do that shit, right? Why don't we just fucking, okay, you don't like Fatal Blow, then let's just play a game with no fatal blows, right? Is the game better now? Is it better when you don't have fatal blows? Did that fix it? Because nothing is stopping you from, with your friend group or your community. There's a lot of people bitching about fatal blow online. I can go on Twitter right now and find about 10 people. So why the fuck, dude, there's no money on the line. There's no tournaments. We Play got canceled. Okay. So like, okay, in Pro Comp, do what you got to do. But when you're not in Pro Comp, okay, just ban fatal blow. See if it makes the game better. Why deny yourself that? And if it does make the game better, record some videos, post it on YouTube, and say, hey, look at how much fun we're having without fatal blow. But nobody's doing that. They're just going on Twitch and going on Twitter, and they're saying, yeah, man, wake-ups are scrubby. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, is there an answer to wake-ups? Is there something you can do? And they're like, well, I could do this, but then they do that. Okay, stop. If there was something you could have done, then you should have done that. And they're like, but then they could.
And that's great. And that's great because we have quite a few people. Like I think V Baby V and Rocket Polos, like what they're doing, they have the Brutality Bowl. That the only time that you can actually consider a win or get a win under your belt while playing MK11 is that if you end with a brutality. That's their whole shtick. And also too, like Survive Cabanas on Saturdays, is that everybody has a certain amount of health, right? It's a King of the Hill, format. And like if you win, and that the person you just fought like took half your health bar, if you didn't do like a brutality or fatality or whatnot, you're gonna win only like a certain amount of health back, but not a full bar. You're not resetting your health bar. That's like a actual like a what is it called, like a
It was survival King of the Hill.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, a survival thing, and I think that's cool.
Dude, he's survived combatant.
Yeah.
Come on, Keala, work with us here.
I know it's the morning.
But see, here's the deal. Here's the point I want to make is
more stuff with it.
When you do all that shit, right? When you're doing this weird ass brutality bowl bullshit or whatever survival dumb shit, right? Whatever dumb shit you're doing, when you do that dumb shit, are you not having fun? And the answer
Yeah,
is
a lot of
yes,
people
because
already
you
know.
keep doing it, right? You wouldn't keep doing it if it wasn't fun. So that's why I think that these people are just bitch asses when they're like, MK11 is not fun. And I'm like, really? Because, like, these people are having a lot of fun with MK11. Yeah, but that's not how the game's supposed to be played. Oh, really? How is this game supposed to be played? Who determines that? Okay, whatever
Yeah,
event you're competing in determine how it will be played. If you don't enter that tournament, you don't have to play by their rules. So fuck it, dude.
yep,
We're going to teabag everybody. We're going to fucking teabag in the middle of matches. We're going to give no respect for playing honorably. We're only going to give you respect if you play toxic, right? We're going to do all kinds of fun shit because it's funny. Mortal Kombat's a fucking meme game. And we're not in any tournament.
yeah,
There's no evolution. There's no pro comp. Like the unless you're in it, it doesn't matter. So who fucking cares? So quit bitching. If the game's not fun, quit playing it. If there's a way to
yeah,
make the game fun, play it that way. Have fun. Who
yeah,
fucking cares, man? Like, the only people that should care are the people that are legitimately making a living off of this in that aspect, okay? But nobody is. Because I spoke earlier. I said, what does Sonic Fox do for a living? What is Sonic Fox's job? It's Mortal Kombat player. But how
mhm,
much money do you think Sonic Fox even wins from tournaments? I'm pretty sure it's a very small amount of their income
yeah,
is from tournaments. So even the people who are the most successful at tournaments don't even fucking give a shit about the money from tournaments as much. Sonic Fox is more active on YouTube and Twitch, streaming and making videos and content creating than tournaments.
mhm,
So if you're trying to get like try hard fucking sweat-tastic, I want to be esports, then really you shouldn't be fucking with tournaments anyways. You should be doing content creation. Because that's
yep,
where the fucking tournament people are making their money. That's how they're coming up. That's where all the clout is. People fucking, I haven't won a major in my entire fucking life. I've won tournaments. I've won locals. I've won small tournaments, but you've never seen me win CEO. I've never won an evolution. Nobody fucking gives a fuck. And yet, oh, look, I got 3,000 followers on Twitch. There's fucking,
yeah,
I get up to 30 people. I used to have 100 people watching me. And people are
mhm,
like, fuck, how did you do that? And I'm like, because I don't, you never won a tournament. And I'm like, yeah, because it's not important. People got their priorities fucked up. That's the issue. The real
Chat,
issue
chat.
is
Do you
people
hear
have the
that?
priorities fucked
Everyone at
up.
home watching this video, did you hear that? He never. He says, "I never won a tournament, but I don't give a fuck. I'm having fun playing the game."
I'm having fun. And when I'm having fun, people are like, I don't want to watch work. I want to watch fun. I want to watch a party. They come to my channel. They see I'm having fun. I'm fucking stoned off my ass. I'm telling jokes. We got goofy ass emotes and memes. We're just having a blast and we don't fucking give a shit. And like my channel is growing faster than like most of the people that are tryharding in Pro Comp and Combat League and posting all this goofy ass esoteric tech on their
For
fucking
sure. Yeah.
YouTube channel once a fucking 2 months. It's like you
Yeah.
posted one fucking like reset 6 months ago, a 30-second clip of one reset 6 months ago, and you're wondering why nobody fucking gives a shit about you.
Yeah.
Like,
So now to kind of close out with these controversial topics that I kind of wanted to talk with you personally, but I figure why not put it on our streams. So there was a video that a lot of people already know two of these people's names. Uh Real MK Tom Brady. He talked about, or I think Rio did too. Talked about Waz streaming a pro MK11 tournament, right? He was watching it, and he fell asleep. Now, people are kind of like saying like, "Oh yeah, MK11 is getting to that point where like it's boring to watch or we're falling asleep." Now, before we get into that though, it reminded me of an experience that I had when I watched an Injustice 2 tournament. I know it's completely different, but it was Sonic Fox's Captain Cold versus Hayate's Robin, and all I saw was batarangs and and snow globe,
right?
and I fell asleep. But what I want to know your take, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people at home will like to know, SoCal Honey Badger's view on, Waz falling asleep and people agreeing that it is, boring to watch, or the sleep factor of watching it. Like, what is your take on that, actually?
First of all, we need to establish context within the situation in order to understand anything, okay? Isn't Waz from fucking Australia?
That's true. Yeah.
Like, isn't there a time zone thing? Wouldn't it, like, maybe it's like 4 in the morning for him and he was just fucking
Yeah,
tired.
that's what I said too.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
but
maybe,
no, but
maybe it
once
was
that video
that.
came out, a lot of people started start putting in their input by saying yes,
Because they're
MK11 is getting
bitches,
boring to
dude.
watch.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
find it boring, so why are you watching it? My thing would be, okay, if Waz was tired, then y'all need to just shut up. If Waz was
yeah,
actually bored, then why the fuck is he watching a Mortal Kombat tournament? Why the fuck is that your stream? Like, that's what you're going to show to the world, is you being bored with Mortal Kombat? Like, I guess that's cool for like a 5-second clip that you can find on Twitter to give a hot take, but I don't know that I would want to watch that for an hour and a half, right? So why the
yeah,
fuck is why is Waz even doing that? If he fucking finds the game boring, I don't think that's the case. Because if that's the case, then Waz is a fucking sellout, okay? If you're only streaming Mortal Kombat 11 for your fucking income, then you're a sellout, and I'm not scared to say it, okay? Quit being a bitch. Go play a game you do like, so you will be happy, and then hopefully you'll make some fucking money. I want nothing but success for you, but quit being a sellout bitch. If you fucking hate Mortal Kombat, stop streaming it. Just don't. It's better for you. You'll be so much happier. I'm gonna talk shit and name people fucking dirty names and shit, but that's because I think that's funny. But really, at the deep down of it, I have your best interests in mind, even though I'm talking shit. It's called tough love, right? It's tough love. I want you to be happy. Quit being a bitch and playing games that you don't like, you sell out piece of shit. Okay? That's the first thing I would say under that context. Okay?
okay,
Under the context of he was too tired, I'm like, cut him some slack, man. He's tired. He's in Australia. It fucking happens. I've been exhausted and almost fallen asleep on stream before too. I've never been so exhausted that I have fallen asleep, but I've been that fucking tired. Streaming is, it's not as relaxing as you would think, and especially at that hour for some people. Yeah, dude, he probably fell asleep because he was tired. But if he fell asleep because he was bored, then he's a sellout bitch, and he shouldn't be fucking with it, man. Just be happy. Do some shit you like.
yeah.
That's the way I
It was
look at
it
it.
was funny because that's kind of how we met because like the first time meeting him, I was just like, this guy's cool, this guy's energetic. Now go and also too going back to the whole like falling asleep while watching MK11 being played is that when you have people like enthusiastic and very entertaining such as the streamers like at World Television like yourself and like what's his name, oh yeah, for Champions of the Realms, like you have Destroyer and you have Caboose, and they are like the power couple right there. You hear them yelling, you hear them screaming, you hear them make jokes, you hear them swearing and they're loud. It keeps you awake. It makes you want to watch the game, even if it's something so minuscule like a micro duck. Like I know you said in a video before, you know why people like blow up micro ducks? Like that's a regular thing. But the reason why it's entertaining to see is because the commentator is giving that hype to it. I
Well, that
mean,
wasn't me that
because of the
complained
fact.
about microducts. That was Tom Brady, and I got an issue with that statement.
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah,
he
that's right,
says
that's
that
right.
microducts and shimmies aren't exciting. That's just basic shit. And I'm like, dude, fuck off. Like, Tom Brady, I'm a fan, okay? But I'm going to tell you to fuck off. First of all, because if that shit isn't exciting, then you just don't like the game. You shouldn't be playing it, okay? Because microducks are exciting because of the risk reward, dog. If you microduck on a Kung Lao and you were wrong and I hit you with that forward one, do you realize what I will do to you? You know how bad your day has just gotten. So if you are ballsy enough to fucking micro duck against Liu Kang or Jackie or fucking Kung Lao, if you're ballsy enough to sit there and do like a shimmy on Sub-Zero with an advancing backdash, basically his backdash goes forward, and you're going to fucking walk into that and you're going to ballsily go and approach, fuck, dude, that's impressive to me. I find that exciting. I find it exciting because I understand the risk-reward ratio in the game that makes those plays so fucking cool. So if you don't find that shit cool, Mortal Kombat 11 is not the game for you. You shouldn't fucking play it. Quit being a sellout piece of shit. Play a game you like. You'll make more money elsewhere. Okay? You will make far more money making content playing League of Legends with a smile on your face than you will ever make playing Mortal Kombat with a frown.
Yep. And that's funny because like the very first words Badger has ever said to me that kind of ignited the friendship was that I was like, "Hey, Badger, how do you deal with zony bitches?" And his words to me, his exact words was, "Be a zony bitch."
You zony bitch. Because most zoners in this game are shit at it, dude. Like, coming from the guy who I just revealed to you guys that, like, I'm more of a zoner. So when I see people zoning in this game, I'm like, dude, this guy is awful. Let me rush him down with fucking RoboCop. Let me fucking get in there and do some retarded shit, right? Some so straight up autistic fucking gameplay, and I'm gonna beat this guy and show you he's the one. He's the one that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
And then they want to bitch, right? If I win with RoboCop, it doesn't matter that I hit you with 10 command grabs. I'm a bitch-ass zoner for winning with RoboCop. It doesn't matter that I beat your ass with 2 touches off of 30% combos each, right? I won on a timeout because you kept backdashing at a health deficit and killed yourself. I won on a timeout with RoboCop, so I'm the zony bitch, even though you ran away from me and all I did was combos. So yeah, a lot of those people are fucking... I shit on zoners because most of them suck, okay? I shit on people that complain about zoners because most of them suck at dealing with it, right? I'm going to shit on everybody. But at the end of the day, the best advice for dealing with zoners is zone the fucker back, right? Force him to rush you down, okay? So he's really good at zoning, and apparently he's better at zoning than you are at rushing down. So why don't you just test him in his skill, right? I'm not going to play your game. You're going to play my game. I want to win. Fuck you, right? So you're zoning me out. Okay, what I'm going to do, and this is how I beat every fucking zoner. I go in, I get the first touch, right? All I got to do is get that first touch. This guy is a bitch. He is not very good. If I get a health lead on him, I can drag this out, hold block for fucking 60 seconds and win, and there's nothing this guy can do about it. So that's what I'm going to do. I run in, I hit a quick fucking forward 1-2, 2-hit combo, 90 damage, does nothing. Dash in, grab him on wake up. Okay, now I've got 20% on the board, and I'm back dashing. And here's the projectiles. Okay, zoner, zone me. Because now we're in a race. We're in a race. That clock is ticking, and I'm winning. And now you have to open me up. You have to rush me down. And can you rush me down when I zone you back? Do you like it? Do you like it when I hit you with projectiles? As your health bar is depleting, and I'm backdashing all the way to that fucking corner. And I'm going to win on fucking timeout because I don't give a shit. You're a zony piece of shit, and I wanted to show you that you're not good at this game. And that's all you do. 9 times out of 10, when you fight a zoner, you don't even need to switch characters. Just whatever character it is, get a quick life lead, start backdashing. Then that actually improves your neutral, because then you're going to start seeing, okay, when I backdash, he tries to come in and cover that space by jumping. So instead of backdashing, I'm just going to dash forward, uppercut him, get a fucking down 2 combo, carry his ass with a full combo all the way to the corner, and then start backdashing again now that he's in the corner and I got all this room to work with. And next thing you know, you have beaten every fucking zoner.
Yep. That is true. That is very true.
I mean, like, and people are like, well, I don't want to do that. Well, then you don't want to win. If you don't want to win, why are you complaining about losing?
Because they want to win their way. Like, they want to have, like, a certain scenario in their head of how they want to win.
They're imagining shit that doesn't exist. Most people in gaming, they're very good at fiction. That's why fan fiction and fan art and cosplay are so big, right? I can't make up my own shit, but I want to think that I can make up my own shit. So instead of making up my own shit, I'm just going to make up a costume of someone else's shit, right? You never see original character cosplay, and if you do, it doesn't really blow up, right? You just want to fucking make up some shit that doesn't exist, and then hopefully, like, people will appreciate it. So people just make up some winning scenarios, right? Yeah, man, if I just hit this combo, then you're fucking done. And it's like, well, did you? Well, no. Well, then you didn't hit the combo and you lost. Well, yeah, it's bullshit. Well, was there a way you could have hit that combo? Yeah, but then he could have. Okay, well, then you just stop right there. There was a way you could have done it, and you didn't do it, and then you got blown up. That's not your opponent's fault. Come on, bro. Now, I can understand lag, right? It's like, dude, I fucking hate fighting Aaron Black online. That shit's obnoxious, right? And when I lose to an Aaron Black online, there's an asterisk. There's an asterisk. Okay, you beat me, but it was online. I'm not holding that L. You can say what you want, but I'm not holding that L. But other than that, like, dude, if somebody did something, then you did something else, and their something beat your something, there's a word for that. It's a very simple word. It's outplayed. That's it. You got outplayed. Try again next time. Do better again. People don't get mad when they get outplayed in Dark Souls, right? People will sit there and grind fucking Ornstein and Smog for 10 hours and die 50,000 times to Ornstein and Smog, and it's no big deal. It's just part of getting good. Why don't people do that shit in Mortal Kombat? Like, why is everybody such a fucking bitch, right? Like, dude, fucking Cetrion is Ornstein and Smog. Okay, do you want to get past Anor Londo? You got to beat Ornstein and Smog. If you don't give a shit what happens after Anor Londo, then you don't give a shit about Ornstein and Smog. Go play another game.
See, this is funny because I'm actually a Soulsborne fan.
Right?
So I know exactly what he's talking about.
Well, I think, within the realm of gaming, I mean, I try to keep context with stuff, even if you're not into Dark Souls, if you're at a Mortal Kombat podcast, chances are you're at least heavily invested in gaming. So I assume people are at least know what Dark Souls is. But if you're fucking old, like, okay, Ninja Gaiden from Super Nintendo, right? Like, whatever hard game it is, just throw that in there. People seem to be okay with losing in hard games against the computer and not with losing in hard games against another person. What that comes down to is a lack of confidence and self-esteem. So, again, it goes back to the term bitch-assfulness, which I do not tolerate and I will humiliate. That's just how I rock, right? I make fun of people that are bitch-asses. And I see that I don't want to say it's a generational thing. People want to say, oh, it's the Zoomers or it's the millennials and blah, blah, blah. It's this generation, these players, these MK11 players, they're such pussies and bitch asses. And I'm like, it's not a generational thing. It's more of an era thing. We are in the era of bitch ass. I know some old fucking bitch asses. I know some dudes that are like 40 years old that still fucking whine like little bitches at fucking video games, okay? It's not the Zoomers. It's not the millennials. There's some boomers. There's some fucking old people that are bitches at fucking fighting games too, okay? So we need to stop saying that it's like a generational thing or people that, oh yeah, those people that started with MK11, they're bitches. It's like, no, dude, I know tons of people that started with MK11 that are fucking good and they get it. And I know tons of people that never played a fighting game before and they started with MK11 and they have the same whiny bitch-ass complaints as all these whiny bitch-ass old people. Pretty sure they got it from those bitch-ass old people. So it's not a generational thing.
Yeah, I can agree with that. It's just like it comes down to the point where like now when I first started in the FGC in general, it started with Tekken, and it was only when I got more involved in the NRS FGC is that I seen more of the the complaining and not only towards like the game but like more of like towards each other, and I didn't know where it came from, and I kind of still don't know where it comes from.
Bitch-assfulness. Yeah, we invented that word because we didn't have a word to describe that before, so we invented that word because words are just descriptions of thoughts, and we think about people that are like that, and we didn't have a word for it. Like, how do we describe people that just fucking whine about Mortal Kombat all the time? I got an invention. Bitch-assful. That's it. That's the word.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. So for those people that want to start having fun with this game or, get better at the game, who probably are bitch-assful, what would your words be to them?
I wouldn't have any words. I would use someone else's words, which is Bruce Lee. He's kind of important. I don't know if you guys have ever heard. A little bit of backstory. Bruce Lee, the greatest of all fucking time, right?
He is
the greatest of all
Bruce
goddamn
Lee.
time, right? Bruce Lee quote. You fucking master what you train, okay? If you want to improve, what do you want to improve at? That's the question. People have all these things. I want to get better. Better at what? You will master it. You will get better. But you got to answer that better at what first, okay? And that was the question they asked Bruce Lee. Do you think you could beat up a boxer? Do you think you could beat Muhammad Ali in the ring? And Bruce Lee was like, no, I'm not going to beat Muhammad Ali in a boxing match. That's his fucking kingdom. You master what you train. He trained boxing. Could I beat him in a street fight? Maybe, perhaps. But I'm not beating him in a boxing ring. Are you fucking crazy? I don't care that I'm Bruce Lee. He's Muhammad Ali, and it's a boxing ring. And that's the way I think people need to answer that question of what are you trying to improve at and what is your goal? Come up with a goal first before people say, oh, it's not about the end, it's about the journey. Yeah, but a journey isn't directionless. right? The journey
Yeah.
of getting good is more fun than the actual getting good. But what are you trying to get good at? Because get good is nebulous. There are people that are really fucking good at towers of time. I don't give two shits about those people, but they're really fucking good at it. Do you want to be good at towers of time? Well, nah, man, I don't give a shit about that. Okay, well, then what do you want to be good at? And when people can answer that question, I feel like they will be able to get those results and the success that they're looking for. Because right now, most players are directionless. And that's what I do within my community. That's why we have such a villainous personality, because we are giving the MK community a direction. Come kick our ass. You don't have to enjoy this game. You don't have to like it. I like it. I'm going to be having fun whether I win or lose. I don't give a shit. I'm having fun because I love playing this game. But you seem to need a goal and a motivation. So let me be your Huckleberry. I'll be your tourniquet. Okay? Throw your hatred out on me. Come to my fucking temple. Come beat up me and all of my sweaty ass fans. There's your goal. There's your motivation. And when you come in and kick all of our asses and you have the time of your life, maybe you'll stop saying that MK11 sucks. But until then, I don't know, man. You need to figure out your goal. Some people don't have that as a goal. Some people's goal is to beat story mode, in which case, I don't know, man. You got to uppercut Chronica a lot. That's just seems to be what works.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, last question for you. Now, we all know you for, your, of course, trash talk temple and, your beef set stuff. My thing is this, and I didn't really know how to answer this question.
Well, I think that's why
From,
you're asking it, right?
viewer
Because
of
you don't
mine.
have the answer?
Yeah, yeah, because I'm way too nice. I don't know how to handle it. But the thing is that a lot of people are saying, like, what is the deal with, I mean, win or lose, mind you. This could be in tournaments. This could be, casual online play, ranked online play, whatever it may be. But win or lose, there seems to be a bad attitude,
Yeah.
and I didn't know how to like answer it,
Well,
or
you're
or
talking
or
to
to say
Mr.
where it
Bad
comes from.
Attitude. It depends on the context and what bad attitude we're talking about. Because, like,
Like,
yeah, if somebody's playing me and I'm giving them a bad attitude, like, that's just kind of my thing, right? You either
yeah,
accept it or you don't. So that's not an issue with Mortal Kombat. That's your issue with me. And that's fine,
yeah. Well,
right?
the
But if you're
example the
mad,
person gave me was just that, like, they won, right? They won, and well, the beginning of the match, they started just talking mad shit from right when they connected throughout the whole entire match, and then they won and talked to even more mad shit, and then they met up with that person again in the same combat league, and they talked mad shit through all throughout and lost, and still talk mad shit. Now I'm thinking maybe it was just that person, but also too he's saying that there's a lot of players who just have this mentality and attitude to just shit on complete strangers. Now, I want to believe it's just
wait
someone
until it's
hiding
my
behind a
time to
screen.
talk. Oh, just wait. Go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
My thing is I'm thinking maybe it's just people feeling safe behind a screen, because I can guarantee you if you're competitive and that person was competitive and you guys met up in an offline tourney, I don't think it would go down that way. But I'm curious to know what you feel on that one.
Okay, I'm going to start with a quote. A quote from a very smart guy. Smarter than me. Way fucking smarter than me, right? He's an ex-wrestler. He used to wrestle back in the day, and now he does science instead. His name is Neil deGrasse Tyson, okay? And here is the quote. Very smart guy. He said, "The universe is under no obligation to make sense to you." Now think about that. The universe has no obligation to make sense to you. That person that teabagged you is under no obligation to make sure you have a good day. He is only under obligations to make himself have a good day, and he has a good day by teabagging people. It sounds to me like whoever is making this complaint is a bitch ass, okay? Because he can't teabag you if he loses. So stop whining. Okay, if it matters so much that people are teabagging you, then learn how to win in Combat League. Learn fucking Sub-Zero. Do the YOLO 50-50s. Win that. Start teabagging people. Or post a clip video of you beating teabaggers. Look, it's teabag revenge in Combat League. I don't give a fuck because I am the teabagger. And if you beat my ass, all right, well, I guess I don't get to teabag. But, oh well. Oh, look, he teabagged me. All right, good for him. He won. That's his reward. He got to teabag me. I hope he enjoyed himself, right? Because when I teabag, I enjoy myself. You're going to fucking hold that, dog. You're going to be mad. You're going to be so mad, and I'm going to laugh so hard. It's going to be so good, and I'm going to share this with my community, and we will all just collectively laugh at your ass, okay? Again, it goes back to context and priorities. What is your priority? I just want to have fun. Okay, well, I have fun when I do teabags. Well, I don't. That's not fun for me. Okay, well, what is fun for you? Winning. Okay, well, go play where you can win. Don't play me, because I'll teabag you. Okay? Well, I can only win against towers at a time. Okay, well, then it seems like you need to get better at being competitive. Well, I can't do that. Okay, well, then fucking quit complaining. Okay? I can't fly. You don't see me bitching about it. That's what it is.
Yeah, got a point.
Like, dude, you're whoever it is. I mean, I'm sure it's probably one of your fans. It might even be one of my fans. If there's one thing my fans know, is that I'm going to talk shit about them, right? And they talk shit about me all the time. I get fucking salty, dude. I'll fucking rage quit. I'll fucking get mad as fuck. And they'll just laugh, and chat will just be blowing me up. And it's like, all right, man, whatever. As long as they're having fun.
Taking it personal?
No, they should just fucking win. If they take it personal, right? If that's the thing that's the trigger, right? The trigger warning. If getting teabagged triggers you, then you need to make damn sure you don't ever fucking lose.
Yeah.
Now, you can make sure you don't ever fucking lose by getting so damn good that no one ever beats you again. I think that's what Sonic Fox did. Or you could just quit the game. Mm-hmm. Quit the game. I'm sorry.
Actually, that's exactly what he said in the interview. He was like, the reason why, like, I'm so good is because, I don't want people saying that, ha, I beat you, or ha, Sonic Fox is a loser. It's like, nah, you're the loser. Watch. And that was pretty much his thing. It's like, nah, I'm not gonna lose.
And look at Sonic Fox.
And that's where his confidence
Sonic teabags people. Sonic is so fucking toxic.
People.
Look at that motherfucker smile. Look at how much fun that fucking blue-haired piece of shit is having. Like, why don't you want to be that? You fucking look at the guys in pools that are bitching about going 0-2 because they lost to a fucking Fujin, and they're not happy. And you look at Sonic Fox, and Sonic is giggling like a fucking idiot with autism and fucking cocaine, right? Just fucking happy as shit, winning.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's not much else that needs to be said, right? You're whoever right. Your fan or your viewer, stop being a bitch, okay? I'm sorry. The world is cold. It is cruel. I can barely walk anymore. Trust me. There's tragedies. Quit being a fucking bitch, dude. Quit being a bitch. The world is going to shit on you. You either fucking smile about that shit and have a good time and leave this fucking planet with a goddamn story to tell, or you just fucking die like everybody else and die nameless and worthless, and nobody fucking gives a shit. Okay? Nobody fucking cares. Only you care. Let me tell you, this was a point I was trying to bring up before, and then we went on another topic. When I won my first tournament, right? First time I ever won a tournament.
All right.
Nobody fucking cared. Nobody gave a shit. My first time playing a fighting game, the first time ever, was at a Chuck E. Cheese. It was for a cute redheaded girl in my class. It was her birthday. God damn, I miss her. But I was like fucking 9 years old, okay? Right? It's in the past. She's away now, right? But we were at a Chuck E. Cheese. Street Fighter 2 just came out, and off in a dark corner, there was a game no one had ever seen before. But there was two guys. There was a dude fighting a ninja, and the dude had a funny hat, and they were on a bridge. Apparently, that game kind of became important. But at this time, everybody was playing Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, and we're a bunch of little fucking kids. We roll up to the arcade machine. There's a teenager there. If you lived in the arcade era, you know this, right? There was some kid that was 17 beating up all the 8-year-olds, not 18-year-olds, right? Someone at 17 beating all the 8-year-olds. I said it again. 8-year-olds at fucking Street Fighter 2. All of my friends at the Chuck E. Cheese party, everybody fucking got their ass kicked. It was my turn. It was my quarter. I walked up to the machine, right? He was playing M. Bison. If you don't know anything about Championship Edition M. Bison, let's just say you don't know top tier yet, okay? That was the top tier from which all other top tiers are based upon. That character was cheap. Okay? This guy picked Champion Edition M. Bison. I have never played a fighting game in my life. I saw Vega. He had a claw. I was like, dude, I'm picking this guy. He's got a weapon. Everybody's fighting with karate. This guy has a weapon. I'm going to take the smart pick. And I proceed to beat the shit out of this fucking teenager. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I knew jump kicks did a lot of damage. I'm going to do that again. And I beat the fuck out of him. Didn't know nothing about tiers. Fucking nothing about frame data. Didn't have an optimal combo. I'm fighting somebody picking a top tier. And I've never played before. And I won. And I turned around and I looked to see my friends cheering for me. And while I was playing my match, the pizza arrived. So everyone went to go eat pizza. So nobody saw me beat him. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you fucking win. Nobody fucking cares. Did you have fun? I had fun beating that guy's ass. I had fun. Nobody fucking saw it, and nobody fucking cared. But you know what? I remember that for the rest of my life, to the point where now I fucking play fighting games all day, every fucking day.
That's really weird. If that was that your whatchamacallit, your introduction to
That was my
fighting
introduction
games as a
to
whole?
fighting games, period. Okay, I'm
Wow.
that fucking old. Before fighting games, to me, video games were like Castlevania and Contra that like I would play at my cousin's house, and we would play Ghost and Goblins and fucking die on the first level and then get mad and then go fucking read X-Men comics or watch wrestling, right? That was video games. And then when
Yeah.
Street Fighter came out, I was like, holy shit. Like, I like karate. Karate's dope. This is a whole fucking video game about oh wow, everybody is a different kind of karate. This guy has monster karate and he's green. Oh shit, I'm all about this. Let's get more of this. And then, and then I branched onto other fighting games. But I won my first ever game ever in a fighting game. And yet, does anybody fucking give a shit? Does anybody know? There's a few people that know who I am. There's a few. I'm famous in a small circle, but nobody fucking cares. So why do you care? I had fun, though. That's why the story was relevant to me. It's because I had fun, dude. I did a lot of fucking jump kicks. That M. Bison fucking ate my fucking dick. That shit was great.
Yeah, and that's funny because that's kind of extremely similar to how I got into having fun with just Mortal Kombat in general. Was that we had like a really shitty arcade, like in the ghetto of Waianae, Hawaii, that was like right down the street from our actual school. And there was always this fatter, bigger kid named, I'm just gonna say his name on stream. Fuck you, Sean.
Fuck Sean, motherfucker.
Sean would always literally, like, he would push people off the Mortal Kombat cabinet, and the Mortal Kombat cabinet was like brand spanking new in that arcade. Like it was the newest thing, and we're like, yo, look, there's blood, there's people uppercutting each other's heads off. Like that was sick.
Yeah.
And I wanted to play it. You want to know why I wanted to play it? Because my grandfather played nothing but Bruce Lee movies. When I go to grandpa's house, there's nothing but Bruce Lee movies. You're done with that movie? Rerun it. We're watching it again. And I heard Liu Kang go, what? I was hooked. I was like, I want to play that game. But
right?
This, fat, gelatinous,
fucking Sean,
meathead
fucking piece of shit.
Sean,
yeah, fuck him.
Kept pushing. I would put my quarter up, and he would literally swipe everyone's quarters off. I'm like, you bitch.
You should have punched him in the dick. You should have gave him a Johnny Cage. You were 8 years old, dog. There's no consequences for that shit.
I was so mad.
You go to jail now.
I pushed him. I pushed him, and then my brother jumped in, but he was fat, so all he had to do was, I don't know, sit on us. But anywho, like, I was like, man, fuck this guy. Like, I was so mad at this kid. I would come home with the black eye, and then I had to be embarrassed by saying I got beat up because I wanted to play a video game and this guy won't let me. But then I was like, we had this other kid who had an actual Sega. We didn't have the Sega, but we went down the street and played Mortal Kombat on his Sega. And I was like, I'm gonna use Liu Kang. That's the Bruce Lee guy.
Forward hard kick. Forward high kick. That's it.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Forward high kick. Jump kick. Forward high kick.
And then the next day I was like, hey, I'll play you for it. I'll play for your whole role. We'll play for a role. I whipped his fucking ass. And I remember everybody freaking talking about it at school for about 2 days, and that was it. But I could guarantee you, he never played Mortal Kombat again. I guarantee I made this fat bitch cry. I really did. I'm pretty sure I did. Because he was like, I don't know, like 12.
He was Samoa Joe, and you were Big Papa Pump. You had 141% chance to win.
I was like, fuck you and your freaking green character and her fan bullshit. Fuck you. You got your ass whipped by Bruce Lee. And like
Right?
my brother just looked at me like, yo, like, what the? You beat Sean Brown? You beat Sean Thomas Brown? I was like, you damn fucking right I
You
did.
damn right I did.
This,
You
the,
goddamn right.
I earned this black eye. God damn it! Now I got this whole roll of quarters. Hey, next game's on me.
Damn, you got socked for it? People don't remember those days. When if you grabbed them too much, they'll fucking punch you and shit. That shit was fucking funny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I never cared, dude. I'll fucking go up to Children of the Atom and fucking pick Psylocke and do nothing but fucking jump kick and side flash all fucking day. And if people, you're a fucking piece of shit, I fucking hate you. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. Side flash.
Or Killer Instinct when you play a Cinder, all you have to do is just forward
Punch straight.
boom, 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 and then you just go and they're like, how the fuck do you do? Oh, he's so good. I was like, bro, I'm just doing boop 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 boop. That's all.
Right.
That's all I'm doing. And an occasional boop, just to get that ultra in at the end,
Right?
just
Like
to rub the salt in it.
those olden days, and I think that's a big aspect of what I try to bring back to my channel is bring back those old days, that arcade feel on Twitch. I feel like my channel is the closest to that because we shit on each other. We talk a lot of shit. That's what happened in the arcade, man. There's consequences.
The arcades. Oh my god, of how many like, it wasn't a lot of like physical fights, but just like altercations of like yelling at each other, and then like that one person that always got shit on comes in the next day and shits on the person that was shitting on them is the coolest thing you'll ever witness in person.
Right.
It's like, ooh,
Right.
ooh.
Those hype moments, and
It was.
people, to me, like the way I play this game is I just hunt for those hype moments. So I'll lose, right? I lose a lot on stream because I try to hunt for hype moments. I mean, I can sit there and fucking turtle up and beat someone with down 3 grab, but like nobody wants to watch that shit. But if I can hit that one frame link, like maybe people will be excited, right? So when I stream, I don't necessarily stream to win. I stream to make the game look good, to make the game look exciting. And I think people need to do that. They need to find out what their goal is. My goal is I like playing this game. I want more people to play it. I understand that there's some stupid shit in this game. So I'm not going to showcase any of that stupid shit. I'm going to showcase the shit I like. And then if people also like that, they can play with me. But I'm not going to showcase the stupid shit. I'm just going to ignore it. Nobody's forcing me to fight fucking Fujin, so I'm just not going to do it. Right? Yeah. And I have a blast when I play Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. And that's why I really appreciated you coming on this podcast, because I wanted to talk about things that, too many MK podcasts are doing. Like they're talking about the big major problems, or when is NRS going to come out of the patch. That's too much. But for your stream and for, my show, I wanted to bring you on because I wanted to talk about, the important stuff that I think players should incorporate with their lifestyle and playing this game, is that you got to learn how to have fun with it. And that's something I struggled with, but I'm slowly regaining that, is that you got to stop doing it so seriously. You need to live for those hype moments. You just got to live for what you want to play the game for. If you got to find the fun in it, but you got to have a goal with that fun. And that's why, like, in this podcast, I hope a lot of the people actually learn from it, is that pretty much stop being a bitch ass and have fun with the game. If you're not having fun, no one's going to shit on you for wanting to play something else.
Right? It's fucking video games. Like, everybody is so fucking serious as if their life depends on it. And I'm like, dude, I stream full time. Like, literally, my life does kind of depend on this. Like, if Mortal Kombat 11 takes a shit, right? Which it has been. It's taken a shit. Nobody fucking likes this game anymore. That's why we're having a podcast, to talk about people bitching about it. So literally my life depends on Mortal Kombat being successful and popular. And at the end of the day, I don't fucking care. It's fucking video games. I'm going to have fun or I'm not. Maybe if Mortal Kombat doesn't work out, I'll find another game that will. If I can't find another game that will, well, maybe streaming isn't for me, right? But, like, people need to take stock in, like, what are you trying to even accomplish? Before you sit there and try to do anything, what the fuck do you even want to do? You want to be a streamer, then fucking stream, right?
Yeah.
You want to be...
Like, what are you here for?
You want to be good at Mortal Kombat? Okay, define good, because there's a lot of definitions for good. You want to hit dope-ass combos? Okay, then you work on that. You want to win tournaments? Okay, we'll work on that. Nah, man, I just want to do fatalities with my friends. Okay, well, then do that. Well, but I don't have any friends. Okay, so your problem is you don't have any friends. That's the real problem, is nobody fucking likes you. So maybe read a book about how to not be a cock, and then people will like you, and then you'll have friends, and then you can casually play Mortal Kombat with your friends. The issue is not Mortal Kombat. The issue is you. 9 times out of 10. Okay, 9 times out of 10, the issue is never Mortal Kombat. It is never the game's fault. The game is under no obligation to make sense to you. It exists as its own standalone, finite thing. You take it or leave it. If you don't like it, then why are you putting yourself through that misery? It's illogical. You're an idiot, and I'm going to tell you you're an idiot because apparently no one else will. So if Tom Brady were here, I'm a fan of Tom Brady. I watch every fucking video he puts out. I've been doing this for fucking decade, right? Ever since The Living Guide. I go. When he posts a video, I watch it, I hit the like button, and I'm like, good for you, Tom Brady. But if he were here right now, I would tell him, Tom Brady, you were kind of a bitch, because it seems like you don't like Mortal Kombat, and yet you keep fucking playing it and being miserable, and no one wants to see you miserable. They want to see you fucking laughing and having a good time, because that's why people watched you in the first fucking place. So quit playing Mortal Kombat and quit being a little bitch about it. As a fan, I will say
we love you, Tom. We're looking out for you, man.
As a fan, I just want him to be happy, man. Dude, I just like
Diablo 3, man. Come on.
Fuck, dude, everybody hates this guy, right? Everybody, they're like, he stole from his fans and blah. I'm like, dude, that shit, did he steal from you? No? Okay, well, why do you fucking care? Fuck, he stole from some guy you don't know. Okay, well, don't let him steal from you. That doesn't mean I can't watch his videos and fucking enjoy them, right? Like, I'm a huge fan of Tom Brady. I don't give a shit if anybody fucking, oh, you support this guy. Yeah, you goddamn right I support him. He puts out videos I find entertaining, and as long as I'm entertained by him, I'm going to fucking give the guy some love, because I don't give a shit, all right? He hasn't done nothing to me, right? It's like Muhammad Ali. Oh, why won't you fight in Vietnam War, right? Because no Vietnamese ever called me the N-word, right? Tom Brady never says shit to me, so I'm not going to shit on him. But if he were here in person, as a fan, I would say, Tom Brady, you're a sellout bitch ass. You're only playing this game for the fucking money, and it seems like you don't enjoy it. You need to fucking quit. You need to quit Mortal Kombat, because nobody wants to watch you be miserable with this fucking game.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why like recently on my personal stream, I actually been playing a lot of Tekken and Hunt, because those two games, I mean, I'm having a blast. I mean, yeah, I'm playing MK11 when people ask me to, because, I mean, my PS5 is right here, and I play Tekken on my PC. I can just switch the damn screens.
Well, that's a different situation.
But that's the thing. Like, with MK11, I wasn't having fun, because, like, when someone would pick up... Like, I played against somebody who picked up Katana, and all they did was literally jump backwards, fan flutter, fans, jump back, fan flutter, fans, and then to me, in my head, I'm like, I'm fucking bored, and not with the game, just with this match. Like, it's like, oh, come here, I'm gonna get you. Oh, I'm gonna get you. It's like, I'm bored. I don't want to play against you. You're boring.
I would just quit the match. Just fucking quit the match. Like, people get so fucking hung up on, like, rage quitting. I'm like, dude, I almost never rage quit, but I'm not ashamed to be like, yeah, dude, I fucking rage quit that shit. I'm not fucking with you. Fuck you. Hold that W.
On the last set, I literally, like, in the middle of the match when she was like throwing fans, I literally got up from my chair, middle of match, not blocking or anything, got up from my chair, went to my fridge, grabbed a soda, came back down, and started going through Twitter on my phone. And I was like, is it done yet?
Right?
And everyone's like, well, what's your problem? I was like, nothing. I was just bored. I already knew where this was going. I just wanted it to be done.
Right? It's like, dude, could I chase this idiot down, blow him up in the corner, and beat them? Yeah, I probably have done it before. I'm a streamer. There's proof, right? You can go on my YouTube channel. I'm sure there's a video of me chasing down a Jade that does fucking horrors or diagonal shuriken, right? Just purple shit, jump back shuriken, right? I've fucking beaten those in Combat League before. I've shown that I can do it. I have nothing to prove. So when I fight one of those, it's like, do I want to sit here for potentially 6 rounds of this shit? That's me. It's like, dude, Combat League is fucking 2 out of 3 set. right? Of 2 out of 3 rounds. So potentially I got to deal with this shit for 6 rounds. Do I give a fuck about Combat League points? No, the fuck I do
No.
not. I'm getting the hell out of here. Fuck you. You win. Hey, you get the points. You got the points. Good for you. You won. I have nothing to win. I have nothing to gain.
Congratulations, you got that skin you always wanted.
Right, like I have nothing to gain beating your ass, and I know I could beat your ass, and I don't care if anybody knows. Right? People try to clout chase. They're like, "Oh, I beat so and so streamer." I fucking advertise that shit. I'd be like, "Yeah, that dude beat my ass. Maybe come over to my stream and beat my ass as well. That'll just get me more viewers, right? That's just better for
Pretty
business."
much.
It's like, you know, what is, people don't know their priorities. I guess that's like the theme. They don't have the right priorities.
Yep. But Badger, thank you so much for agreeing to the very first Sunday School podcast. It was such a pleasure to actually have you. And actually, I think you opened up a lot of not only, you know, my viewers' eyes, but a lot of people at home probably, rewatching this recording. And yeah, is there any, I mean, before I say all your credentials and stuff like that, is there any other message you want to say to the people at Sunday School, MKO, or anybody at home?
Yeah, I found that I actually play better when I smoke a lot of weed. So if you're struggling a lot, I would recommend only if it's legal in your area. I don't want anybody to commit any crimes, right? I'm in SoCal. This shit's been legal for a fucking decade, right? So like I smoke a lot of weed and it mellows me out and I play a lot more relaxed and everything is hilarious. So, I mean, all of the things that I've said, if you find that too difficult to do, maybe try a chemical remedy. And then if that works, then fucking party on, right? Smoke weed every day. That's my closing thought.
Hey, you heard it from the legend Badger himself. Now, before we go, is there anyone in my chat or probably in your chat? We like to have class discussions. For like take a few questions from any viewers if they have any. Anything you want to ask myself or Badger? We're just gonna have like a good, maybe like 3 to 4 minute while me and Badger bullshit and just answer your questions before we close. But while we're waiting for your guys' questions, make sure you go check out SoCal Honey Badger's uh, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Make sure you follow him, harass him, stalk him,
Only
fight
if you're
him.
hot, dude. I don't want ugly stalkers. Don't do that, dude. I don't need some fucking wildebeest with fucking dreadlocks. Like, I mean, listen, I like white people, but I am not attracted to white people with dreadlocks. Let's just get that out. So if you're a white person and you have dreadlocks, I forbid you to stalk me. Unless you're John Davis. I like corn. I like corn.
Oh my god. But yeah, but damn, dude, like, yeah, it's just like a lot of people, even if we don't have any questions like now from your chat or my chat, it's just a lot of people have been DMing me of like how to. It's not necessarily like what I feel about certain things. It's mostly about like how do I deal with certain things, and it's usually like mentality stuff. Like for me, like when I was younger, um, there was a big difference in like the tendency between like what's it called between like the Asian players versus the
Oh, the
American
fucking
players.
Asians, man.
They are.
Oh, the Asians.
I got my ass whipped by JDCR, and I thought he was gonna rub it in shit, but he literally looked me straight in the eyes with his broken English, pointed to the practice tables, and go, "Come, come, I'll show you what you can do next time." I'm like,
That's why he's the best at Tekken.
what the fuck? And
Because
like,
the best
he
one.
showed me. He goes, hey, Hachi's God fist, it's high, so Horang could do down 4-4, and get immediate launcher. I'm like, why didn't I fucking know that? God, what? Oh my God! It only took him 5 seconds to tell me that. Will there be more podcasts? Survive Combat says yes. There will be a lot more podcasts to come. We're gonna try to do as much possible, but not like one every weekend. But we're gonna try to do to the point where it's like a regular, a rather a regular class session, and then afterwards we'll have a podcast. And if we can't find any guests, then I'll probably bring on some people from the MKO team, or maybe we'll bring people back on like Badger and multiple other people. Sometimes we'll bring on pro players if we need to. But yeah, like JDCR, like he showed me tech, but then when it came down to the American players,
Save that shit for
what percent it came
nationals.
up to. Yeah, they want it, like, even in polls, they want to put you the lowest of the low. And someone told me, he goes, dude, matter of fact, you should actually feel proud about that, that they're trying to shit talk you before the match. I'm like, why is that? He goes, because
Because he's scared.
they're scared to play you when you're at your best. They have to resort to putting you down, or hopefully
Yeah,
your
they
mental
are
fortitude
admitting they
falters.
can't beat you in games, so
Yeah.
they have to beat you out of it. This is
At
coming
the same
from the
time,
king shit talker. It's that
yeah,
they
that's
are
true.
admitting, right? I talk shit after a match. I don't talk shit before a match. I'm smart. I'm too smart for that. I'm an idiot, but I'm too smart to talk shit before a match unless it's like a homie or something. Or unless it's like a meme.
Yeah.
Like if somebody's like a new viewer, like if fucking Hayate came to my stream, yeah, I'm going to talk shit to Hayate, right? That's just kind of what I do on my channel. But I don't talk shit before a match. If the context matters, I'll talk shit after the match. Talk shit after. You earned it.
Will there be a show tonight? Yes, there will be a show tonight at 8:45 p.m. That is through the class. But yeah, like it's crazy to me that, once I had that in my head, now that it's always in my head, if anyone is trying to like talk smack to me before a match. And that's why, like, offline, like, you'll see me wear my earbuds all the time. I'll just put in my earbuds and be like, you're free, you're trash. Blah, 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 blah. I'm just like, okay.
You know, when I get one of
Alright.
those, I try to beat them with only grabs.
That,
And I just don't. I only grab them, right? And then if they beat me,
why do you imagine I get so much hate from American players when I played Tekken offline when I use fucking Horang? Of course, I'm just gonna do down 3-4 and then 2, down 3-4, 2, down 3-4, 2, and then they're jailed. They can't do anything because why? Because they don't know how to fucking low parry. That's why.
right? I fucking, when I get someone talking shit, I'll try to beat them with grabs. And if I win, I'll be like, dude, you're talking a lot of shit, but you don't know how to stop grabs. So, like, I would say neutral duck or maybe push a button. Just push any button. It's a 50-50. You could break it. You could do it. You could do a button press. And then they get mad.
Yeah.
And if they beat me, they're like, oh, yeah, you fucking suck. And it's like, yeah, man, that was rough, man. I probably should have used shit other than grabs. I probably should have tried to use my other moves. Yeah, you totally kicked my ass. Oh, man. Yeah, you win. You're better than me. Maybe next time I won't just use grabs.
Yeah.
And then refuse to
Oh.
fight them, right? Refuse. Just be,
Yeah.
okay, well, fight me without grabs, right? Nah, I don't want to fight you. You're kind of a dick.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they're mad.
You
Yeah,
have
now
no
they're
idea.
mad.
In offline, you have no idea how pissed off people get when they want to play you. Like, if they want to rematch you, and you casually say nah.
Nah.
You have no idea how fired up they get.
Nah.
Because they want to prove something, but they don't get to.
Right? Even if you concede, right? So people will talk shit, right? They'll get in my face, oh, fuck you up, blah, blah, blah. First to 10, $100. Let's do it right now. Are you a pussy? And I'm like, yeah, I'm a big fucking pussy. You win. And then now they're fucking
Exactly.
pissed. They're so mad. And he's like, fuck you. Yeah, fuck me. Shit, dude. Oh, God. I understand.
Money
No.
match me. $50 right now. I was like, sorry.
Yeah, no,
I don't have $50.
I'm not very good at this game. You'd probably beat me. It would be a waste of me.
Like,
I would just
you're a
give you my
pussy."
money.
I was like, yeah. I am scared. I'm scared to lose $50 because, like, man, I'm kind of hungry. I
And
wanted
then,
to
yeah.
go to Denny's afterwards. Like,
You know, don't play. Listen, when you think you have all the answers, I just change all the questions, right? You think that this is
Yeah.
about in-game? Nah, it's not about the game, dog. I don't give a shit, right? Go ahead. Tell people you beat me. I don't fucking care. I'm not going to play you. I don't like you. You're a dick, right? I only play
Yeah.
people I like. You're a dick. I don't like you. I'm not going to play
Yeah.
you. And then they get
pretty
mad.
much.
And that's
And
coming
then-
from the guy who always is the dick that makes everyone mad.
Yeah, and it's funny because, like, especially when you don't, like, give, like, these people that try to get a rise out of you a time or day, or, like, give them any arsenal to work with, they have nothing to do. They usually turn off their mic afterwards, or they get bored because you're not saying anything back. Like, I remember once like a guy told me to go kill myself. I was like, oh, I already did. It didn't work. Or I already tried. It didn't work. The pills, yeah.
Just not good at it, man. Everybody's got their niche.
Yeah, and then like he had nothing else to say after that, and I'm just like, huh. So that's all it takes. But if you don't give into that kind of stuff, I mean, even if it like if it's fun for you to get a rise out of it by you beating them, and then they're getting all pissed off, it's just like, ooh, hold up, Where's my salt jar?
Well, I mean,
That's good.
the
You
best
know what I'm saying?
advice I could give on that would be just don't ever lose. If you never
There you
lose,
go.
you don't always have to win, but don't ever lose, right? Don't put yourself in a position where you can lose. Only put yourself in a position where you can win. If you never lose, you'll never have to be salty. So if somebody's getting in your face talking shit and you know that if he beats you, you're going to be salty as fuck, well, then don't let him beat you. If that means you just get better and
Yep.
beat his ass, then so be it. If that means you don't take that fight in the first day or in the first place, you just hold that, then so be it. But what's going to make you more tilted? Him running around saying he beat your ass because you were scared to fight him, or him beating your ass and proving it and making you look like an idiot and you having to hold that legitimately for real?
Guaranteed for sure. But yeah, everybody, that was our podcast. Badger, again, I really appreciate it. I hope we could do it again. Please go check out this man's stream. You're gonna continue streaming after this, correct?
Yeah, I'm going to get prepared. We have our league setting up, the Beef
Okay.
Set League. So anyone that wants to compete,
Yes.
if you're shitty at the game, just compete anyways. Anyone who competes on stream, like, gets a piece of the pot. My pot is distributed amongst all competitors who compete on stream. The person who has the most points at the end of the season is the champion. They get a larger part of the pot, but everybody, and it's all community funded, community ran, community everything, right? I put like 50 bucks into this shit from fucking Twitch subs, but everything else that goes into there, you guys are making your own tournament series. Like, I found that my niche in this world is to just be the master of ceremonies and show these people how to build a fucking community. So if you want to be a part of the community, you're welcome to join us. You will get out of it what you put into it. You don't put a whole lot and you just want a show to watch and laugh and giggle and make fun of people and teabag them, by all means. But if you want to, be a little bit more involved, we have more opportunities for that. And we are a very beginner, I want to say beginner welcoming community. We love beginners. We teach you guys how to play. Beginner welcoming. Okay. We love beginners. We love teaching them how to play. And they give us a lot of content when they're really awful. I can get some of my best material. Like, some of the best jokes I've had is just from people being really, really bad at this game. So I love beginners. I want more of them. And if you don't believe in what my community is doing, just keep looking at fucking Outworld Television, and fucking Polos came from my community. Polos was a viewer of my channel before his channel blew up. Okay, you got a lot to learn, and we got a lot to teach you. We're going to do it very, very, we're not going to be nice about it, but I guarantee you, we'll get you where you need to be.
There you go. So yes, go check out the Beef Set. Actually, join in on the Beef Set if you guys can. And it's pretty much all of your handles is pretty much spelled the same, right? TRSH.
No, it's SoCal Honey Badger. TRSH is a fucking meme. That's Julop's fault. That's just something on the Discord. Team Trash is not an actual clan. It's more of like the people's clan. Anybody that wants to run the Team Trash tag, just fucking run it, okay? At the end of the day, we're all trash at this game anyways, so why not fucking advertise how bad you are? And if you win, well, then you're looking more impressive. And if you lose, they'll be like, whatever, he's just in Team Trash. That's not even a real clan. So you have nothing to lose. Like, there's no humiliation. Pride isn't on the line. My pride is on the line. You guys go out there and lose with my fucking tag, right? I look bad, but I don't give a shit, right? Team Trash isn't about that. So if you're looking for me, it's always SoCal, as in Southern California, not social. SoCal, Honey, like the food, not horny, like the emotion, Badger. Everybody always gets Badger right, though. But I get social Honey Badger, SoCal Horny Badger. They always get Badger right. So everybody just calls me Badger.
Yeah.
But there's no spaces, and that's it. SoCal Honey Badger, it's all one word. It's not hard to find. I try to idiot-proof my shit because I know that anybody that would be a fan of me is probably an idiot, so I have to keep that in mind because only an idiot would want to hang out with a fucking moron like me.
Hey.
I mean that
I
gingerly.
just realized something.
I mean that tenderly, right? I mean that tenderly. It's the self-deprecation, right? Only somebody who is comfortable with being an idiot is the only kind of people who would be comfortable hanging out with other people. It's about humility and being humble and having fun and talking shit from a place of brotherhood and friendship.
Mm-hmm.
We humble each other because we know that that's the only way any of us will progress. If nobody calls us out on our bullshit and nobody shits on us, then we're going to end up like all these pussy ass motherfuckers who think they're hot shit and they're not because no one ever told them how awful they are. So we keep each other in check. We look out for each other. We know that this is important what we do. We keep each other's heads level. We keep each other from getting too fucking big for our britches because that's where the downfall comes. And we never, only gains. Every day is a green day. Every day is improvement. No losses. Never, ever lose. And when you
Amen to
have to
that.
lose with your friends and learn from it. These
Hell yeah,
people,
man.
man.
Amen to that.
Well, there you go. Thanks for having me. I would love to do this again. I'd do this every week. I did do this every week. I'd do this again. So
Yeah,
whenever
you
you guys
did.
want to have me on, I'm absolutely down for it.
Oh yeah, for sure. And as I said, thanks again, dude. And for everyone at home, make sure to keep on fighting on. And to quote Badger, don't fucking lose. And don't get hit.
Just don't
That's pretty
lose.
much it. But yeah, I will see you guys probably later on. I will have the actual ranked lead sessions, and if anybody else in class wants to do some sets with me as well. For now, I suggest from everybody in this stream to go and transfer over to Honey Badger, give him a follow, go on his YouTube channel, subscribe, and if anybody who's actually like rewatching this on YouTube, I'll leave his handles down below, and for that, I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you, Badger. I'll see you later.
Late.